Face ID, this is something that you guys can skip if you don't want to import any personal information, so set up later. If you guys want to set this up, this is for you, go ahead and continue on. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So going to continue. This is how to set up Face ID. So get started. You're going to move your face just in circles like so. And then your phone will scan your face basically. You're going to be done with that. Okay, so right now you guys can choose to set up with a face mask or not. I'm going to choose not because I don't need to. You can set up later in settings or just never use Face ID with a mask. So I'm just going to choose no. And we are done. So at this point, just put in passcode. If you guys want a passcode, go ahead and put one in. However, you do have other options. So 4 digits and other options here. Just wanted to show you that. However, just put in whatever makes sense to you. It doesn't have to be anything difficult. And then your second time that you put it in, you should be done with the setup of the passcode itself, which is completely different than your Apple ID password, by the way. Right here, transfer your apps and data. If you're brand new to this, don't transfer anything. If you come from Android, don't choose from Android. It never works that well. Just set it up like brand new and then you should be good to go. If you have another phone, I would choose set up with iCloud backup. If you don't pay for iCloud, it's okay. When you get a brand new phone, they actually let you back up your stuff for free on iCloud, no matter how many gigs it is. So you guys can transfer that over. And there are a few other options down here below. We're going to assume you guys are brand new, so we're going to choose the last option. From here, if you guys don't have an Apple ID, this is the time to make one. Choose the second option here. Put in your second option, create a password, well, an Apple account. Then put in your first name, last name, birthday, continue on. It's going to ask you for your email. And I also want to mention right there, you guys can also set up later in settings. So if you don't want to import any personal information, you don't have that third option down here below instead of creating an Apple account. If you guys do have an Apple account, obviously just put it in right now. Regardless, whichever option you guys chose, this would be your second screen. From here, go on into continue on, and then iMessage and FaceTime. All of you are going to use that. Location, this is for you guys to use maps. So I would definitely go ahead and turn that on. Screen time, this is for you. Those of you who have kids, you guys can set up restrictions and so on. If you guys care about your screen time, you can also set up right now. If you guys use your phone and don't really care, then set up later in settings. From here, you guys can share this with Apple or not. I would share my analytics. Same thing goes with apps. I do like to share that information with developers just for them to improve things. Now we're getting down to your screen. Okay, so you guys can choose light mode, dark mode, which does this, and auto. Auto, what does it do? It becomes like this, light mode, okay, a white screen in the background during daytime. At nighttime, it's gonna turn dark because it's easier on your eyes. So usually for most people, auto is good. For me, and for this video itself, light will work. Personally, I like dark mode. You guys can always change any of these things, by the way, later on if you change your minds. And we're gonna continue on. So this button is pretty cool. Something that's kind of new to iPhones because you can customize it. So that's this button here. We're just gonna continue on. And right here, it's gonna tell you that this is your silent, but you guys can customize it and make it something else. I would, for now, just leave it as is. Then later, if you guys find yourselves not using the silent mode or ever touching that button, customize it. Make it to whatever you guys use the most. So again, that would be done in settings. For now, we're gonna choose not now. From here, camera control. So these are new buttons. That's why it's showing you them. Press continue, by the way. It's gonna show you that this is right here. That's your camera. And you guys want to see how that's used. I do have a manual about it, but just mess around with it. You guys are going to see how to control that. Continue. Siri. So to set up Siri, it's really easy. We're going to get that started. So, oh, and by the way, if you guys don't want to import personal information, again, set up later in settings. But we're going to assume that you guys do want to, so going to continue. Your default voice for Siri. I like number 4.
The colors of the sky.
Choose whichever one you want. Press continue. Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Hey Siri, get directions home. Siri, play some music. And there we go, Siri is ready. All I had to do was read whatever it said there. Continue on. You guys can share these recordings with Apple, by the way, by Siri. But at the same time, if you guys want more privacy, don't. I like to share so they improve things. Emergency, yeah, you just press continue on. Then you're pretty much done. Welcome to phone. So this is your new iPhone. These are all the apps you guys get. You guys don't get any more apps. These are your standard apps. If you scroll through, you're gonna see them. So there's some in here. And here you go, even more apps. So scroll down, and there you go. That's all the apps you guys have on your phone. If you guys want to download more, App Store. A lot of people do ask me, is like Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. Oh, yeah, it's not even called Twitter anymore. But anyways, is all that stuff, like Instagram, also free on phone, on iPhones than Androids. Yeah, it's all the same thing. All social media is completely free. So go on and download it from the App Store. Something I do recommend going into is your settings, now that you're all done. General, and just making sure that you're all up to date. So here you go. You should be up to date, but just in case, run any updates if they need to. Those are widgets up there, by the way. But anyways, as far as this video goes, we're all done. If you guys have any comments, questions, you guys can write down here in the comments area. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.